Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a while. Okay, so I haven't made a video in a while. That is because I do not make videos. However, something has happened to me in my life that I think it's important that I share with all of you. This is a very convoluted story. I'm just gonna start talking because I don't know how else to begin this. Okay, this story involves David Archuleta. If you don't know who David Archuleta is, David Archuleta came second place on season 7 of American Idol in 2008. Let's go back to 2008. I am 17 years old. I have just graduated high school. It is the summer before college, and I have a lot of spare time on my hands, let's say. At the same time, I am completely obsessed with David Archuleta. I did think he had a good voice, but mostly I was super horny for David Archuleta. I am not extremely proud of this, but I became very involved in online David Archuleta fan bases. I did graphic design for a website called fansofdavid.com. I did work for something called David Archuleta Fan Blast, which turned out to be done by a scammer. So that was fun. Anyway, one of the things that I designed for this fan site was this cute little cartoon of David Archuleta. Right? Peer? Yeah. I just did it for fun. Okay, maybe I designed the cartoon in every outfit he ever wore on the show and many subsequent appearances. So the people in the fan base really latched onto this cartoon. It blew up. It was basically, I would call it viral. American Idol used to have a tour every summer. So they would have like 50 dates across the country, and people were taking my cartoon and they were putting it all over their, outfits, clothes. They made signs. I saw this cartoon on cupcakes, pillows. One woman made a quilt. Here is David Archuleta signing the quilt. For some reason, it was really popular in Malaysia. She's got him in like a little Totoro costume. When I went to the American Idol concert in Washington, D.C., a girl was there from China who had my cartoons printed out and brought with her. It just became kind of a thing, it was pretty much entirely middle-aged women and preteen girls, but nonetheless, it was really popular. It was actually so popular that I ended up getting backstage passes. So I got to meet David Archuleta. Anyway, 2008 ended and I was like, oh, that was a cool thing to happen. It was bizarre, but it was over and I kind of never really thought about it again. Fast forward to 2018. I live in New York now. I'm 10 years older. I haven't thought about this in forever. I'm walking up 6th Avenue by Bryant Park, and across the street, I see this. At first, I think to myself, I'm like, this is some kind of weird coincidence. Like, oh, it's great. It's just a cartoon face. I'm like, it's just gotta be, it's just gotta be a weird coincidence. It can't be, what else could it be? I go across the street, I look at it up close, and I notice that it's just got too many similarities to the one that I did. Okay, so maybe somebody saw this and like traced it or used it for part of this illustration. Just the eye portion, and then they put him in this like fursuit. So anyway, I look inside the building that I see the picture on, and there is a 4-foot tall sculpture of the face inside. It's kind of hard to see in this picture, but I took it the moment that I discovered it. This is my face moments after seeing this. So he's like in a fursuit. He's got a sweater on that says Trailblazer. I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I look at the building. I see it says Salesforce on it. I immediately start looking up Salesforce on my phone. I had kind of heard of them before through work. And I thought they were maybe some kind of platform for something. So I go on Facebook and I immediately post the pictures. And within a few minutes, one of my friends comments and says, oh, that's our mascot, Astro. He's non-binary. So I'm like, okay. So I'm looking up Astro, and I find out that this is a character that they've had since 2014. I'm doing more and more deeper research, and I'm finding that this character isn't just like a side thing or for one project. This is the face of Salesforce, and it's used prominently in all of their media. It's all over their website. It's in all their advertising. I'm finding pictures of plush dolls, like mountains of plush dolls. I'm finding it on everything. T-shirts to giant actual mascot costumes that have real people walking around in fucking like Japan or something. This is a huge thing. There are fan accounts on Twitter for this character. I found an app that you can customize your own avatar of yourself in the style of this character. And then recently, I see that they're starting to use him in 3D animation. So this character has been rendered in full CGI. So I'm just like, how big is this company exactly? So Wikipedia says, Salesforce.com Inc. is an American cloud-based software company headquartered in San Francisco, California. It provides customer relation management services and also sells a complementary suite of enterprise applications focused on customer service, marketing automation, analytics, and application development. For the fiscal year of 2019, Salesforce reported revenue of US $3.28 billion. The CRM giant reported subscription and support revenue of US $12.41 billion. Salesforce ranked 240 on the 2019 Fortune 500 list of the largest United States companies by revenue. Then I start remembering there's a tower in San Francisco called the Salesforce Tower. And I'm like, do they own that fucking tower? Do they own the largest tower in San Francisco? I look it up, and yes, they do. They sure do. So at this point, I'm losing my mind. Like, how is this happening? Is this real? Can this really be based off my cartoon? So I'm just analyzing this design. I take it, and I'm like, well, it's not exactly the same. It's very, very close. You know, so the eye shape is a little bit less oval. It's also flipped. So the hair, although it is the exact same shape, is reversed. But then I remember that about, around the same time that my cartoon was really popular, it got ripped off on like a stock image, like clip art website. And that image is flipped and also has more circular eyes. I also remember that this image was easily found because it was one of the top results for the search term cartoon face. So I found that image and then I overlaid it with their image, and it's like a perfect match, which means that David Archuleta is the mascot of Salesforce, not clickbait. So now I'm like, okay, what happened? What designer found this? How did this start? I'm looking around and I found an article about the creation of Astro. So this article is only from a few days ago and talks about the 6th anniversary of Astro. And in it, they talk about the very first time that Astro was created. And they refer to it being a small division of the company where an office manager came up with the design. So the article talks about the creation of Astro. Apparently, he started actually as an astronaut, which makes a lot more sense. Oh, I think I've been misgendering Astro. They started as an astronaut, which makes a lot more sense, since the name is Astro. I didn't really get Astro and the fursuit and the David Archuleta head. And they probably also Googled, like astronaut or like cartoon astronaut. Because I found a bunch of examples that look really similar to this original sketch of Astro. There's also a little section about the mascot they had before Astro, which seems to be this like button that says no software. And they are also non-binary. So it's been about 2 years since I figured this out. And I just tell friends as like a story. But since then, the company just seems to be getting bigger and bigger, and the character is now being just used everywhere. I see it on ads every day. He's fully rendered in 3D. He's animated in 3D. They have other characters in the family of Astro that also have faces based on my original cartoon face. It's the strangest thing that has ever happened to me. So that's my story. I don't know if I can get any money from this. I don't really think, I don't know if I'm entitled to monetary compensation, but I think I am entitled to the attention of David Archuleta. What I want is for David Archuleta to know that he is the mascot of Salesforce. I think it should be common household knowledge that David Archuleta is the mascot of Salesforce. So you don't need to follow, rate, or smash any buttons. I just want you to spam David Archuleta. Let David Archuleta know that he is the mascot of Salesforce. Let David Archuleta know that he is the... Yeah. Actually, David might see this. So I'm talking to you, David Archuleta. You. Yeah, you. You are the mascot of Salesforce. I'm sorry I said fuck in the video. I can be Mormon. David, if you're watching this, I'm still in love with you.